Yeah, I'm glad that so many people played well together on the same evening. I think what you've seen is that we've got a lot of talent, and people are still adjusting to what their roles are. And tonight was a night where I thought we really played together as a team. We played really hard. We challenged them to just play as hard as they could and to control the defensive end of things, which I think we did particularly in the first half, and to rebound the ball. And everything else was sort of fall into place. So, what comes from playing good defense and rebounding is you get more opportunities offensively in the manner in which we like them, which is to push it in transition and, get quality shots. And I thought we were able to do that, especially in the first half. But I just liked how our team stayed together start to finish and how many people contributed. It was really, really good to see that.
Ben Rosoff.
Yeah, Coach, Emma shot 7 of 10 in the first half and then just 1 of 6 in the second half. I'm wondering what kind of adjustments, if any, were made in terms of defending her.
Nothing specific for her, really. We were a little bit troubled by Leilani Mitchell and her three-point shooting, so we made a little bit of an adjustment there. And then Hawkins got going in the second half. She had a big one. She had double-double. Yeah, she hurt us. But nothing specific from Eastman. I think you just try to limit how much she can do. You're not going to stop her, and she can't be the only focal point because they've got a very good team and they have good balance and people who are talented at every position. So nothing specific for Emma, just more of a team defensive mindset that we challenged our players to have so that we could control the tempo of the game. And I thought we did that really, really well, especially first half. And that second quarter was very good for us.
And I'm just wondering specifically defensively, opening night, they shot 56% from the field, but tonight just 38. What were you guys doing tonight so much better on the defensive end?
Well, I'm not going to elaborate on specifics, just suffice it to say we talked about our schemes and we talked about how we were going to defend them. We made some adjustments and give our players credit because they followed our game plan. And, we learned a lot from that first game. That's the thing. When you play people multiple times, whether you win or lose, you learn something every time. So I like the fact that our players learned some valuable lessons from the first time we played them. And then we made some adjustments, talked very specifically about how we were going to change. And they did exactly what we asked them to do. And it was good for us. So, my job as a coach and our job as coaches is to figure out a game plan where we can be better. I thought we were way better. And the players just worked hard at what we asked them to do. And, if that's not working, then we go to plan B. So, you're not necessarily always right on point. I had some notions about what might help us. And, again, I just give a lot of credit to our players for playing so hard, playing together, not really caring who's scoring, who's doing whatever. They just played. Good to see it. I love to look down and see bench points. We had 24 bench points, and we had 5 people in double figures. This early in the season, it's terrific to see that.
Reggie Edwards.
Coach, it's been a lot of fun to see the progress that a lot of these players have made as the preseason goes on. How do you feel about the progress that Lauren Cox in particular has made in the short time that she's been able to play? And then how do you feel about the chemistry that her and Teaira have together as they've been able to play together?
I mean, Lauren's only played 2 games. So, I see a very bright future for Lauren on this team, playing how she plays. And certainly having Teaira and Lauren playing together, it's a valuable asset. So, I'm not going to forecast too much, too soon. Give Lauren a minute. She, honest to goodness, she's had about a week of playing with her teammates for the first time ever, and, there's some good things and some things she's got to learn from, and that's all part of it. She's just like every other rookie. They got to learn. And some of the lessons, they learn quickly. She's a smart player. She's a talented player, and she got quality minutes. That's what I appreciate the most, is that we were able to get her quality minutes tonight. So she's going to look at film and be better the next time she plays. That's all we ask.
Anything else for Coach? Go ahead, Michelle.
Yeah, Coach Stanley, I think about maybe a week and a half ago, I asked you about, Kelsey maturing into the type of scorer that we saw her in college as one of the best all time. And you said then it's, it's maturity process. And I'm wondering, even if in the last week and a half, you're continuing to see that from her, especially with as efficient a game as she had tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Kelsey's a winner. She's somebody that hates to lose. She's willing to take it upon herself to make things happen. Tonight, she just got in a groove and just kind of stayed there the whole game. And, I'm asking her to not only play the two guard, but also to play the point to back up Julie Aleman. And she's done a good job. Tonight, I thought she was fantastic. She picked and chose her opportunities, and that's all part of the maturing process. But that kid's got tremendous talent. She's got a huge heart. She's been a joy to coach, and she's got big time talent, and she came up big for us tonight. I didn't ask her to do anything specific, but Kelsey's one of those people, and we got a lot of them. We got winners. We got people who want to win badly. They really do. And she's a good example of that. You combine it with talent, that attitude and heart with talent, and good things can happen. And tonight she just had a lot of good things happen and worked hard for it. So I tip my hat to her. She's about as good a two guard as there is in this league. I don't mind saying that.
Forgive me for asking again, but I was just listening to the broadcast and they were talking a little bit about Erica possibly coming to the bubble this week. I know this has been sort of a week by week thing when we've asked, but is there anything new with her in that regard?
I mean, I'm hopeful. No, we don't have anything specific, but she's got to get cleared through the protocol. And, Kathy Engelbert has said this, we believe it. And that is the first and foremost, the most important thing is the health and well-being of our players. And Erica, tested positive, and she's got to go through the protocol to make sure it's safe for her to compete. And that's all I care about. I know it's going to happen. When it happens, I'm not sure. But I hope that it's later this week. I hope. Okay, let's put it that way. We're getting closer to the day when she'll join us. Okay. Again, you got to wait for testing to come back and to have the proper results so that she can be cleared so that it's safe for her. And really, honest to goodness, I'm not going to jeopardize anybody's health, and neither is anybody else in the Fever organization. So, I can't be more specific than that because I honestly just don't know. But the timetable, they give you a couple weeks once you're in that system, and then you just got to go through the process of testing and retesting and blood checks and all of that. So.
Yeah, Kelsey, Coach talked about defense and rebounding as two big keys for tonight, and you out-rebounded them by 8, held them to 38% shooting. Can you just talk about how good it feels to accomplish those goals you had going into tonight's game?
Yeah, I didn't know that those was the keys, but I knew that from last game, everything was going to be important. They're a really, really aggressive team on top of how talented they are, so it was important for us if we want to be successful, we knew rebounding was going to be key. So we try to stick to what worked, and looked like we had a success today.
Michelle Vopel.
Hey, Kelsey, great game tonight. I wanted to ask you a little about something that Coach Stanley said, which is just she knows how much you want to win. I know the last couple of years, your first 2 years in the league, sometimes it can be frustrating, but you've kept your head up through that whole thing. Can you just talk about doing that, staying positive, and how that process has helped you get to where you are now?
I'm still working on it, Michelle, I promise. But the reality is that I need to take a look in the mirror. I said that earlier. And I think now, as long as my mental is good, I think it puts myself in a good position as well as my teammates to stay positive and weather storms. Weathering storms includes the good, bad, the ugly. I think a lot of times we get down so bad, and I know it from experience how bad I felt. And I don't want to feel that no more. My previous 2 years, the frustration, mentally hold myself handicapped. So I think my confidence as well as my mentality and the ability to win is important. And if I can feed that off to my teammates, I think we'll be in a good position to win games.
I just one other question real quick. You can score obviously from anywhere. You're one of the best scorers we've seen in women's basketball. But when you get into the pro league, how do you sort of refine your scoring, even when you're a great scorer? What's different about that level than what we saw from you in college?
I think a lot of it really is picking what works best for you and working on that every day, if that makes sense. Obviously, I try to shoot the ball at a high level, but that takes time and that takes a lot of consistency. And I think over time, when I speak on my training and the stuff that I've been able to do in this past off season, I think a lot of that played in the key and figuring out what's my spots and pick them and make them as efficient as possible. And then after that, let everything take care of itself. Because we got new talented players coming in the league every year. And all you can do is kind of adjust and do what you're good at and try to utilize it as much as possible.
Thank you.
Reggie Edwards.
Kelsey, tonight was a big game for both teams. Obviously, the Fever on a 2-game streak. The Mystics dropping 3 straight games. So both teams, I feel like, had a lot of motivation to really win this game. Playing as well as you guys did, kind of avenging that opening loss, and with how tough the Mystics were last season, how much of a confidence booster was this win with everything being as complete as it was?
We try to treat every team the same. But when it comes to Washington, you got to be on your P's and Q's at all times, out 40 minutes. And you saw when they made those runs, it kind of messed with us a little bit. But I think playing a team like this is only going to help us in the future. And I think this win is going to signify the fact that we belong, we can compete. All we got to do is kind of string it together at a more consistent level. And I think we'll be all right.
Ben Rosoff.
Kelsey, obviously you guys are missing some players right now, and you played 40 minutes the other night, 38 minutes tonight. I just want to know how you're feeling physically with all these minutes on you.
I don't really know. Honestly, I'll tell you that when the adrenaline gets to going, I don't really feel the fatigue. But when it's over, it's like, I feel like I got hit by a car. But the difference between last game, I think the fatigue kind of settled in that Minnesota game, and I think I should have took myself out or had a conversation with the coach about putting different people in because I wasn't bringing anything to the table. So I think taking the breathers that we can today was a lot more effective, and it helped us in the long run.
Yeah, Teaira, it's been a good season for you. As the season's gone along, you've really started to come in your own defensively, on the rebounding, scoring is really, really been fun to watch. Now that Lauren's in the fold, been able to play a couple games down low with you, how has your chemistry with her progressed as she's been able to practice and play with you?
It's been good, coming in. We knew we were going to try to run a lot of high-low because, it's too big, so you have to guard one of us. So, just getting in there and her getting used to how the WNBA works. I was in the same position last year around this time. And, it's just all a working process. But I feel like she's doing very good with everything being taken for this season.
Michelle Vopel. Michelle, you're on mute.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Teaira, you've played with a lot of, very, very strong guards and good outside shooters. What's it like playing with somebody like Kelsey Mitchell, especially when she has games like today? And how does that make it better, easier for post players when you have a player that can score like that on the perimeter?
So playing with guards like that, they can shoot it well. So in Kelsey's tonight, she shot it very well. It makes players have to guard inside out first. And then once, I start scoring and I kick it out to them, shooters start shooting and then they have to guard inside out. Outside in. So they really have to pick, who they want to guard. And tonight Kelsey was knocking down whenever she got a shot.
I talked to her about this is her 3rd season and how much you learn each year. This is obviously your 2nd season. What do you think is the biggest difference being a second-year player from a rookie in terms of what you've learned and how you take that into every game?
Most definitely not overthinking. As a rookie, you always think, don't mess up. If I do this, what are my vet's going to say or what is the coach going to say? And so it's just all putting that out the window and just reverting back to what you did in college. And, it's just playing hard, going to get rebounds, attacking the offensive glass. It's just doing the fundamental things as well as on defense. You got to keep people in front because, every night everyone's good. So, you can't take a night off. Even the worst teams, still, anybody can go off on that team. So everyone's good in this league.
Thank you.
Keem Glassby.
I understand Tiffany Mitchell recently lost her father. As teammates, how have you guys been able to help her during this difficult time? And what to say just about her mental toughness that she's able to stay in the bubble and continue to perform?
It most definitely takes a strong person, and Tiffany is that she is strong. For anybody to lose a parent and still be here and try to, mentally tap in and be here, you know, all dialed in. I mean, she's doing a pretty good job at that. As a team, you know, collectively, we, you know, just share your condolences and you tell her, like, we're here for you, like, we're your sisters. Like, if you need anything, if you just need to talk, if you need to cry, you know, we're here for you. So, I mean, she knows that we love her and she knows that we mean good and we'll do anything for her, whatever she needs in this difficult time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ben, you have another one?
Yeah, Tiaira. Emma shot 7 for 10 in the first half, then just 1 for 6 in the second half. I'm curious what kind of adjustments you made against her and just the challenges of defending such a mobile, versatile post like Emma Meesman.
I was definitely being more dialed in on the defensive end. I mean, she goes off in the first half and it's like, okay, no, like I have to step up. Like, you know, she can't score anymore. So once I started limiting her touches, you know, and, you know, locking in on D and making sure that, you know, everyone was digging or everyone was helping and not leaving me on an island, then, I mean, it was a group effort collectively.
And also, just when they were making their push there in the fourth quarter, they cut it to 4. What does it say about your team and your resiliency to withstand that run and come out with the win?
Most definitely resiliency. Just, you know, knew that, you know, a 2 doesn't beat us. So, I mean, like, we didn't get rattled. We knew they had to foul us. You know, it was the end of the game. And so they just started fouling. So it was all the point in knocking down free throws or getting the ball into a shooter's hand or a point guard's hand and letting them go to the line and knock them down.
Sure, Tiffany. First off, I want to offer our deepest condolences to you and your family. We're right there with you and we're here for you. I wanted to ask about defensively tonight. I feel like Coach and the players have talked about how big of a stress defense and rebounding has been throughout the season. And tonight it seemed like everything really came together well. How do you feel like you guys are doing with that? And where are you guys in the grand scheme of where Coach is wanting you guys to be?
I mean, I think yesterday we had a players-only team meeting. We kind of just put everything on the table as far as holding ourselves accountable, not letting the coach do that and just kind of taking more of an individual accountability. I think it just came together today. Everyone did their jobs and their assignments. So it's just trying to just stay consistent and keep that moving on.
Akeem?
Tiffany, just to follow up, so what was said during this players meeting, and was there anyone that kind of took charge and maybe spoke to the team directly about what needed to change?
I mean, it was a little bit of everybody. Of course, myself, Candace, Nat, the players that's been on the fever the longest, kind of started off the meeting as far as just, you know, what we need to do. We had a lot of games. We were in the game and just lost it at the end. So from there, we just, like I said, we just had a meeting as far as just holding ourselves accountable from knowing plays, from knowing our matchups, and on down from practices, being ready to practice. So I think that really helped. And I think, you know, we should have this momentum moving forward.
Michelle Vopel?
Yeah, Tiffany, my condolences to you. I know both, you know, I saw Kennedy Carter's lost a grandfather. I know Teresa Plaisance had her grandfather pass away. You guys have dealt with some personal tragedy while still trying to play basketball while in the bubble. How have you sort of been able to do that, and has it helped at all just to have your teammates there with you?
I mean, it's been a journey, but having my teammates here, having people to talk to and around me, I think is what's best for me right now. So, I mean, I just applaud my teammates, just kind of knowing what kind of space I'm in. I mean, basketball brings me peace. So just being able to go out there and play, it's making me happy and bringing me sunshine during all this rain. So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
You've had a very, very good season so far, and it just seems like the chemistry, if you will, between you and Kelsey just continues to grow. I know that's something you guys have worked really hard on. Can you sort of feel that almost game to game kind of growing because you do seem to play so well together?
Yeah, I mean, finding Kelsey, knowing her spots, like you said, it helps us on the court, just kind of knowing where she's at. Living with her, I think, has brought us closer. So, I mean, I love playing with Kelsey. The way she plays, the speed, the efficiency she shoots from three, you just have to respect him. It's like when you offer her, then you have to guard me. So the 1-2 punch that, you know, we bring to the court, I think is very helpful.
Thank you. And again, I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Ben.
Yeah, Tiffany, my condolences as well. Just wanted to ask about game-wise. They cut the lead to 4 early in that fourth quarter, and then Teaira had a shot, and then you made a tough baseline pull-up. I'm just curious about the resilience of the team after they made that run, and what does it say about your group and the growth that you guys are making game by game?
I mean, just making plays. You know, players make plays. So just we shouldn't even let it get to 4, but I mean, we did. So we just had to make shots. At the end of the day, we had to get stops and we had to make shots. So it's just staying, having our composure, keeping our composure down the line, and hopefully, like I said, just throughout the game, just trying to not make sure they come back and get to that 4-point lead.
Reggie, you have another one?
Yeah. Tiffany, Washington is a team it's been fun to watch you guys play against last year in the season, but you've also struggled here and there. But how much motivation did you take from that opening night loss into tonight, and how much does tonight's win help you going into the next game against Las Vegas?
I mean, it meant a lot. I mean, we started off really bad. That was a bad first game for us. Even if it was a loss, it was a terrible, terrible loss. So we used that as fuel, you know, not to come out here and get embarrassed. Like, it just shouldn't have happened that way. So I think, you know, everyone came in ready to play this time. We knew what we were getting into. We knew how to scout them. We knew their plays. But at the end of the day, it's just who wanted it more. I think we played hard. We played together as a team, and that works for us.